Good morning, Sin City, and welcome to another episode of the Las Vegas Social Media Show, filmed at the UNLV Hank Greenspun School of Media and Journalism Studies right here on the Social Network station. I'm your host, Sam Dever. Today is a very special episode because I am joined by two very special guest co-hosts, Jim Nico and Dr. Jane Kowalski from the Social Network Show. Thank you for being here.
Hi, Sam. Thanks for having us.
Awesome to share the table with you guys, and we have an amazing guest here today. It is our honor and pleasure to welcome Luis Oliveira from Sambalatte Coffee. Luis, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me here. I mean, it's a pleasure to be here as well.
No, very nice. And Jim is actually the one that introduced me to Sambalatte Coffee, and now I'm hooked. So could you just tell us a little bit about yourself and, the whole story, if you could?
Well, I've been in food and beverage business all my life, and I was involved within, throughout the years, hotel openings and the restaurant concepts and bars. And Sambalatte was a project at the start back in 2009. At the time, I was living in Puerto Rico, and the idea when the whole Starbucks happened, the explosion of the coffee bars. And so that's how Sambalatte started. And being a food and beverage business really helped me out, to get the lead on the product that we have right now.
And Jim, I know you're the one that hit me to Luis and Sambalatte. How did you find out? Because you told me you got to check out this coffee spot. And I'm like, okay, I'll check it out. But then I went there, and seeing is believing. So can you kind of tell us how you connected with Luis?
Yeah, well, first of all, when I went walking in, to give a little context, Sambalatte, the coffee shop, is in Boca Park in Summerlin, which is in Las Vegas, but it's in an area of Las Vegas which is quite exquisite and classy in its own way. And so we found that as a spot I found Sambalatte sort of by accident. We were looking for a nice place to meet business associates and potential collaborators. And I was walking through Boca Park, I think with Jane one day, and there was Sambalatte. And when I walked in my impression was it was just the classiest, most exquisite place, coffee. And I've been living in coffee shops most of my life and bookshops, and it was just the classiest one I'd ever been in. And so I looked around, and and the coffee, I love the coffee too. I mean, but he's got food and salads, but it's the whole atmosphere. It was just class, man, just the best, and and I love it. So then, of course, I wanted to meet the owner, because we had the show, and the rest is history. I'm there almost every day, doing business and enjoying the coffee, and So that's my hit on it, Jane. I don't know if
Well, I think a friend of mine who's spent most of her life in various parts of the world, but especially Europe, she really enjoyed Sambalatte, and I think that's the thing. It does have sort of a more European feel to it. And, the food is the pastries or sandwiches or whatever you get is really, really awesome. But I think the particular thing is everybody's got their laptop out because it is lots of an internet connection, lots of electrical connections if you need to plug in anything. And it's a work spot, and yet it's an entertainment venue also. We had several guitarists and vocalists there yesterday, and a violinist, and so there's just all sorts of wonderful things that go on there besides great coffee.
Someone actually had their birthday party there when we were there.
Yes, it was last Friday. As a matter of fact, one of the girls who was a birthday party, they're French from the show Le Rêve. And today, I believe the Match magazine, the French magazine, one of the French journalists is interviewing 5 of the girls in our store. So we're going to be featured on the magazine in France.
Wow.
That's
very
great.
Cool. Very cool. And I know last time I was there, you were taking me through the coffee making process. Could you kind of tell the viewers what is it about your coffee that makes it so special, and what in the coffee art too? I think the coffee art's amazing, the special things you guys do.
Well, when I was looking to Sambalatte, I travel a lot the world and attending trade shows, symposiums, and see what the consumers are looking for. First of all, like traceability. Okay, that's one of the words that on the coffee business, everybody's worried about where the coffee comes from. So I'll give an example. Every bean that we have in our store, they have a traceability that you can go from from us to the roaster to the broker to the producer. That means that every step was done fair. As they call it, fair trade in many ways. We build. I have a personal relationship with a couple of the producers in Brazil that we feature the beans in our store. And our beans, I would say, is all categorized as gourmet beans because beans, they have a category very similar to wine, between anything below the 70, below 80 is a generic. Above 80, it is a gourmet beans. The beans that we have, like the Guatemala that Jim likes.
I'm an addict, folks. I admit it.
The Sumatra, and we feature coffee. We want to all around the world. All have the all grade beans that they are categorized on the low mid 80s, which is a very good product, and we take pride. And the final touch comes from the baristas that they take pride how they brew the coffee as well. And sometimes people will complain, taking a little too longer, extra step. Well, but it's a slow coffee process. It's a slow movement, they call. Because the pour over, it's not like you get in the machine, boom, right, and I gave a coffee, done, you out of the door. We grind the coffee. We brew the coffee there, and we have to wait. You know what I mean? So extra steps that take a little longer, but if you enjoy a great cup of coffee, you can't go wrong.
No. So you're not waiting for the service. You're waiting for the coffee to do its thing.
Well, I think one of the key elements for us right now in our store venue, it is we hammer very hard on our customer service, and I tell my guys, customer service is our priority. Guest is always right. We have to engage with the customer, talk to the customer, educate the customer, and the quality of our product speaks by itself. Because nowadays, for you to be successful, either you have a great product or you have a great service. But if you have a great product but you don't have a great service, or a great service but doesn't have a great product, doesn't work. Yeah. Because it's very competitive market, especially when you go a big chains, which they are in every corner. You just, you know what I mean? You don't have like Jim leaves here, drive all the way to Boca Park from here. You know what I mean? That's an effort. Yeah, right. Because you have to understand, otherwise you go right across the street, there's our coffee bar here. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's convenient, but it's not the same experience, the same product, the same quality, and the same atmosphere. And we want to, create the Sambalatte as a third place, a place that goes beyond your home, beyond your office, a place that you can go there and walk like, wow, I feel good here. And I feel good every time that I walk to the store, and I feel that there's a peace and this kind of, the sense of the coffee and the colors, with the whole design comes along to provoke the sense about when you walk to the place.
So not
the
only
music as well,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you've created a great atmosphere with a great product, with great service. You can't go wrong. Could you tell us a little bit about the art? I thought that was so cool, the different types of coffee art.
The latte art, it is an skill to take the barista 3 to 6 months to really dominate that. It has to do a lot with the texture of the espresso, when you pull the shot of the espresso, and the same how you steam the milk, because the milk cannot have a little hot. And if you notice, our guys, like the big companies, everybody have a thermometer inside the pitcher of the milk, so to control the temperature. And our guys, they hold the pitcher by the hand because that's the gauge of the temperature they should stop. They steam the milk because to make the latte art.
So you don't want it so hot that it would burn your hand. No. That's a sign that you've gone overboard.
and the other thing, when you burn the milk, because the milk has a natural sugar by itself, and if you haven't tried yet, when you have a cappuccino or a latte, I encourage you to try without the sugar, because the temperature of the milk that we have, that we steam the milk, keep lots of the sweetness of the milk that you really don't need add sugar. That's another thing that happens as well.
What's your favorite cup from Sambalatte, by the way?
Well, it's the Guatemalan pour-over. But I get it. I like the to-go cup because of the temperature, because I'm in and out all the time. But all of it. What do you think? Does Sumatra, you go in that direction?
I think one of the favorites, one that we have right now, which is going to run out, we have in the last bag, it is the Ethiopian Sidamo.
Oh, wow.
Because has an unbelievable nose of blueberries. And when you drink the coffee, has a very nice blueberry finish on your tongue and on your palate.
Okay.
And it's a very smooth and very, very appealing, very pleasant coffee to drink. If you don't like, like the Sumatra, which is a much heavy body coffee.
Now, how would you recommend that as a latte or a
It has to be a pour over. No sugar, no cream, no syrup.
just
Enjoy the coffee.
Ethiopian.
Yeah, we're trying to educate our consumers about drinking coffee just like a drink wine. You have a nice glass of Burgundy. You don't add the sugar. You don't mix. You don't add anything. You just enjoy as it, and you enjoy it until your last sip. The same as a cup of coffee. And slowly, a lot of people, getting educated and they're learning. And we see less and less people using sugar, cream, and syrup and so forth.
And Luis, we are the Las Vegas social media show. So how is Sambalatte? How are you guys using social media right now to promote your business? Does it play a big role?
Of course it does. Before I opened, I spent a very lengthy time looking at how to promote your business, And there is two ways, and I tell people all the time. Either you are a PR, marketing-driven company, which is a large corporation. They have this marketing money allocation to do a big marketing advertising, or you do a PR-driven type of business. And as a small business, we did a lot of PR-driven, which we're still working on, and taking advantage of all the social media platform out there. I would say right now, if you Google Sambalatte, and we are present in any of the social media platform and all linked together interface, and we take a huge advantage because that's a good way to promote instantly, like 250,000 people in a day, or matter of seconds, retweeting, engaging with the people who tweet through the Facebook, and posting things on Facebook that people like. And the lots of thing people like the most, and I was reading the other day as well, when you post a picture of food and really, really provoke the senses and people really engage more than you post anything else.
And that's interesting. And I think especially with coffee shops, you're going to have a big social media presence because usually it's social media type people on laptops on the internet that are there.
Oh yes, that's is a big advantage because there is so many things there like Yelps, out there, the Twitter, the Facebook, and I do on a weekly basis our the tweet reach and see how many tweets, how many accounts have we reached, and we have weeks that we reach over 500,000 people.
Wow.
And you think about that's unbelievable because probably not even a commercial. On TV for us here because so many different channels would be able to reach that many people at once at one point in time.
So is that your favorite part about social media then? Just that ability to reach that many people at probably a low effective cost, I would think.
Yeah, it's a low effective cost, and I personally manage the whole social media because I have a computer dedicated for all the social media. And because I'm there the whole time and I live in a breathe, the whole thing, what's happening there. And I try, feedback from my baristas, from my staff, from my team members, and even from the guests and try to instantly give to Dan what we're looking for.
Dan's the manager, right?
Yes, Dan's the manager.
Dan's the manager. Dr. J, Jim, what do you guys think? Social media and coffee shops. From your observation,
it's a natural combination, as you pointed out, and I think it's a real good point that Luis said. He handles that personally because it's always difficult to find someone who's going to do just the way you would do it, or to be as responsive, or cut out all those steps to a response, whereas you can respond to whether there's a suggestion or possibly a complaint once in a blue moon, but that you're in the control seat.
Yeah, because I have some people that come to me there. I'm a social media guru. I can do this, I can do that. And I said, yeah, you can do, but you don't have the passion that I have for my product. And you're never going to do it the level that I do, because I'm here pretty much 24/7, and I can be at home at 10 o'clock at night. Something pops in my mind, and I say, that's what I'm going to do for tomorrow, to promote the social media tomorrow, because I try to be on the trend where they talk about the days and the time people engage the most on the Twitter and the Facebook. That's extremely important, because if I put something right now at 10 o'clock in the midday, I tell you, the likes and the response is minimal. But if you put anything after 4 or 5 o'clock, it's amazing what does on the social media. And if you post maybe late, too late, maybe around midnight, it's already too late, because people are already in bed. When they wake up the next day, getting to work, they don't see it. So there is a time that you have to catch your public, your audience, with their phone in their hands, log in on their computer or their iPad and so forth. And they see, oh, okay, that's great. I like. Or they engage with you.
The golden hours are typically 4 to 8 p.m. and later probably here. But the ability to match your schedule to that kind of schedule is real important, rather than just saying, well, it's convenient for me to tweet between 10 and noon or something.
Right. I love what you said, the passion, having a passion. I think more business owners should take that lead. The excuse, I'm too busy, I don't have enough time to do that. You work 24/7, so there's definitely time, if you make it, to put time into social media.
The passion started from the top. And if you're a business owner and you don't have a passion for what you do, for your product, for your operations, you go throughout your staff as well. And when you have the passion comes to the level, and you engage your team members to have the same passion, and when you go over there, many of the baristas, you ask any questions, they can go on and on and on and on.
I'd like to ask one thing, just one simple thing. When I live out there every day. I'm there pretty much. I have to say, the violinist that taught at the Russian Conservatory, when she's there, that atmosphere, it creates a certain ecstasy in the atmosphere. I mean, everyone I know who has heard her. I mean, I'm not saying that the other vocalists aren't good. But there's something about her and that atmosphere that makes it just exquisite. I mean, she has, you know what I mean? So I'm hoping I hope you have her back more and more and more, because it just fits, and she can play anything. But I just want to say that when she's playing and we're sitting there, remember, Jane, we've been sitting there, everyone is just listening. It just creates that magic. It's almost magical there. And on social media, or even with us, what is there one example of something that's happened because of social networks like Twitter that stands out? Is there one experience or connection or business thing that's happened that stands out?
Well, there is some, I gave it vendors that find us, because when you put a hashtag for different product that you have, and you reach out, millions of accounts, and some people, some product, and even some people, customers that find us, we have lots of people that come to our store from the Strip, from New Zealand, from Australia, from London, from Italy, from France, Germany, and there's a lot of people that find us because of the social media.
What would be an example of a hashtag that would draw somebody from the Strip? What?
Like an example, you take a picture of the latte art, and you put a hashtag best coffee, best cappuccino, best latte art.
Smart.
Because that would be what someone would look for. Say, I wonder where the best cappuccino is. And search for that.
Best coffee in Las Vegas, because we have been one for 2 years in a row now, since we opened the best coffee, the best cappuccino, the best Nutella latte, best coffee bar. Not because I when I asked the media to nominate us, was a volunteer that normal happened.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right, I mean,
not because we paid. Sure.
No.
That's fascinating.
And one thing is a natural. We never ask anybody to come to our venue and say, "Can you put a nice note for us on Yelp? Can you put a tweet on?" And we never ask nobody. And if you're happy and if you're happy with the product, if you enjoy your experience, you're gonna leave. And the word of mouth is much more powerful than anything else. And you're gonna tell, just like Jim, and you tell other people about the product. And you said you're gonna bring a friend. That's the most powerful marketing than asking people to say, write a note for me.
Oh, yeah. That's why we wanted you here, man. We wanted you here. Now Sam's hooked. He's out there.
I'm already starting to recruit.
Oh yeah.
And I live in Green Valley, so let me know if you're going to start one in Green Valley too.
Another thing about the experience, our goal is to make every cup of coffee better, the one you're going to drink today, better than the one that you had yesterday.
Wow.
That's the bar, the raise the bar, it is endless. It's continuous. It never ends. And I tell my guys the same thing and say, when you get here, your eyes have to go here and there.
It's like the high jump. Yeah. The high jump in the Olympics,
one thing I can tell by experience that when I first opened the Sambalatte, I lost a colleagues, in the industry and said, how are you going to keep this up? You're a small business. You don't have a big corporate account to keep up with all the trends and with the whole experience, with the service, the quality. And I tell you, we're going our third year now. And if I look back from 2010 to 2011, we are 10,000 better in 2011.
Wow.
2011 to 2012, 10,000 better. If you look now 2013, we are way much better than 2012. You know what I mean? We continue. Yeah. It is a process.
That's remarkable. And big kudos to yourself. I love the passion. I love the enthusiasm you have, and I think that's why your business succeeds, because you're driven. You really care. Where can people find you online, and where can they find you here in Vegas?
Well, we are at 750 South Rampart Boulevard at Fashion Village Boca Park, right between Cheesecake Factory and Corner Grill. And they can go to our website, www.sambalatte.com, on the Facebook,
Twitter, you guys know.
Twitter, just Google Sambalatte and they can find us anywhere.
Luis, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thanks for having me here. I appreciate
it. I know we're all going to be back, Dr. J, Jim.
I got to go out to Sambalatte.
Yeah, I know.
I'm headed out there.
I need my
Make it thirsty now, right?
On the next episode of the Las Vegas Social Media Show, today we have two very special guests, Charity Faith and Charles Ressler from First Friday.
Well, First Friday is one of the largest arts festivals in the West, number one. We get about 25,000 people per month. It happens every first Friday of the month, and it's a festival celebrating local art, local food, local music, and culture.
I had no idea that it was an entire community arts cultural festival at all. I had no idea. When I went down there, I was just blown away. I was like, this is exactly what I've been needing. I just didn't realize that was what it was, or that's what was lacking.